Our taste in film may seem destructive, but this is a productive dialogue. Damn it, your mother ate my dog.
So you forgot my birthday.
I didn't forget your birthday.
Episode 79. Here at the podcast. Celebrating a new year with you, our listener.
Hello.
You forgot my birthday.
No, your birthday was yesterday.
We do this every year. I think you set an alarm every year. And it's like 7:30. It was a weekend. It was on a Sunday this year. And you normally wish me happy birthday, but yesterday you were just like, oh, hey, are we still doing the podcast?
Mm-hmm.
And then 10 hours later, I guess, when Mackenzie was like, hey, it's Josh's birthday. And you're like, oh, I know. I'm just playing the long game.
No, it was nothing like that. It was more that I remembered that it was early January. And I'm like, oh, shit. Josh's birthday is early January. I hope I didn't forget. And luckily, it was that day.
Yeah, that was lucky. I was thinking about this last week. My name is Josh.
Right.
Your name is Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in January. You were born in June. Do you think that is on purpose?
Yeah, I think I did. I think we did that on purpose. 4 J's. It was all planned.
That's pretty crazy. Do you know what else is pretty crazy?
Oh, boy. I don't know. Tell me.
We had... I gotta find it now. We actually had a listener leave us a comment on one of our podcasts.
Really?
Yeah, I just had to find it now. I thought it would just come up easily, but
You can leave comments on podcasts? Like what, on Spotify or something?
yeah, on Spotify, like every time it leaves you like a question and answer thing.
Okay.
And is it under interact? Oh yeah, it was. We had a comment under our last podcast, which was episode 78. Bronson, This is episode 79.
Yeah.
I'm going to read it to you right now.
Okay. I hope it's positive.
It was positive, yeah. Great movie and episode to end the year. Smiley face, and a nerd comment to boot. Nerd face. This is from Ben B. 10 days ago. So thank you, Ben B.
Thank you, Ben.
For leaving that comment. Really appreciate it.
I thought it was going to be a mystery listener, but Ben B, I think that's fairly obvious who that was.
Yeah, he left his name. So that's cool.
That does help. Thank you, Ben, for leaving a comment on our podcast. You are our number one fan. We'll make you up a t-shirt that you'll never get.
Yeah, so I guess we didn't start this at the beginning of our podcast. We have kind of had a tier list of listeners, right? So the first, you'd say probably the first, 30 episodes, Greg was our number one guy.
100%.
And then it's slowly, they kind of were like equal for maybe 20 episodes. And then it would appear that Ben has taken over between episode 50 and 78.
Right. Well, the last 10 episodes, or maybe 20 episodes, if I mentioned Greg, before I would mention his name. So I noticed you mentioned my name in the podcast. But the last 20 episodes or so, he hasn't said anything because I don't think he listens anymore.
Right. He doesn't give a crap anymore.
No. That's
all
fine.
right.
It's fine. I mean, he's a busy guy. He's got, you move on to other things.
We don't need him anymore because we've blown up. Our last Instagram post, I put hashtag Christmas, and I got quite a lot more, like 500% more views than it normally does. So
we have blown up. Yep, that was all because of us and not because hashtag Christmas.
This episode won't help that, I think. At least the movie we watch won't help the views.
Right. I don't know if
people probably know about this movie, but it's spoiler, it wasn't. I don't have positive feelings about it.
Right. I could tell you're about to say it wasn't good, and you're not wrong.
Kind of on a run of movies that maybe I don't like, but it's going to change after we hear your movie later on in the episode. So it's 2024.
It is. It's a brand new year. Brand new us. Big changes coming to the podcast, let me tell you.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, right, yeah. We'll keep it the same.
I thought about, like, we can get a new song or something, but, I mean, I like our song.
I love our song.
And, like, our logo's fine. Like, it's good. So, like, that, we probably don't need to make any changes, like, for that. But if you wanted to like, make other changes, I'd be open to it. I'd be listening. My ears are open,
Okay. Well, I just kind of said that as a joke. I don't really have any changes planned. The only change will be a different movie the next week.
Do you have any changes planned for your life?
Do I have any changes planned for my life?
Yeah. Because so it's the new year. So normally people make like resolutions. New year, new me.
I am planning on trying to release more vinyl in strange places. I figure an obtainable goal would be one a month. So I'm going to try to stick to that. I got a new GoPro. I think that'll make it a lot easier, more of a enjoyable watching experience. Beyond that, no, not really. More water, less sugary drinks.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I had 3 glasses of water today after work, so.
I do normally, I would say I'm fairly good at drinking water. I'm not perfect at it, but usually I'm between 1.5 liters, 2 liters a day. But that's
brag.
But that's supplemented sometimes by a sweet drink or something. So I think stick to just water, except on maybe rare occasions.
For Christmas, we got a lot of, like, she got some gin and I got some rum. So, like, you have to, you can't just drink those straight. You have to mix them with stuff.
Right.
So I like to have, a good rum and Coke once in a while. So yeah, the sugary drinks, I understand. I had to drink a lot of water for my job, but today I just absorbed it through my skin because of I don't know
rain.
if you've looked outside today. Yeah, it rained a lot.
Rainy, yeah. Later this week might be a little tough for you. Maybe some snow in your future.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I do work, walking distance from where I work. I do live walking distance from where I work. So that's not a big deal. And they never send us out in like dangerous weather, so
that's true.
Could be some days off for me coming up. So I'm not too mad about that.
All right, you're looking forward to it. That's good.
Bring it on, bring on snow. But thank you for asking about my New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, what are yours? What are yours?
Yeah, so
I want to. How rude of me.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's like the whole birthday thing all over again. But my one major New Year's resolution is actually to read more books.
Read more books. That would be a good one for me.
Watch less movies, read more books. I have already read 2.5 books this year. It's been 8 days, which is 2.5 more books than I read all of last year.
That's a lot of books in 8 days.
I mean, they were shorter books.
Like Archie comics sort of thing? Those don't count.
No, they wouldn't count.
Oh, like real books.
But real books. So, like, one of them was...
Wow.
What's going on?
Are you okay? You fall out of your chair or what? What was that?
I don't know what that was. Less than 200 pages were the first 2 books I read. But then, because I just had to kind of warm myself up because I haven't, read books in years. It's not like riding a bike. You got to warm yourself up. But then the third book I'm reading is called The Road.
Oh, Cormac McCarthy.
Cormac McCarthy. And that's almost 300 pages. So, we're getting up. So maybe we'll read The Road, and then maybe that'll be a podcast movie coming up because they made that into a movie.
Viggo Mortensen. I also own that book, and I have not read it. And I do happen to like Cormac McCarthy. I think I've read either 3 or 4 of his books. And The Road is on my list. But yeah, I need to read more books. I used to be I wouldn't say I used to read a lot of books, but I mean, I read here and there, but I haven't read a book in probably a couple of years. But I collect them, but don't read them, you know?
Right. I think the problem with me is that it just was so hard for me to read. Like I couldn't hold the interest long
Mm-hmm.
enough to read, and like it would put me to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But then I guess I'm matured now as a
Right. Well, you're
33-year-old
33 now,
man.
so.
So, and I find reading books, easy and enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. I bring books with me, like when I go on a long trip or something with good intentions. I mean, I read through a Steinbeck book recently, but it's quite a short one. I actually couldn't even remember. I couldn't tell you what it's called. I don't remember. But like I have a couple Kurt Vonnegut books I've been meaning to read, and like I'll bring them on a trip, and then I'll read like the first 10 pages. I'm like, well, maybe not. I'm not really in the mood. So I gotta find that book that'll get me hooked again.
Maybe instead of listening to vinyl in front of things, you can read The Duck's a Book.
That's a great idea. Reading books in strange places.
There you go.
That'll get the views.
Maybe.
I know who wasn't reading books.
Oh, this is a movie thing. Yeah, that's true.
That's my segue.
Man, yeah. So Idiocracy, 2006, I believe this movie came out.
2005, I think.
It's a 2006 American science fiction comedy film according to Wikipedia, but
Okay.
that's fine.
2006. You're right.
The movie itself did have kind of a weird beginning because the production company, 20th Century Fox, did not want to release it, and they delayed it as long as they could, but they were contractually obligated to release it. They hated it, which I understand. I get it.
I get it as well.
Yeah, Idiocracy. I watched the first 40 minutes of this movie, which was half. Luckily, it was only an hour and 20 minutes long.
It was a short movie, yes.
The first, I mean, it didn't feel short, but it was short.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole, when they were in the monster truck kind of Coliseum thing, that took forever. They were in there for hours. Anyways, I watched the first 40 minutes of it, and then you texted me and you were like, I'm sick. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to finish this movie now because it's a waste of my time. So then I watched the last 40 minutes, a few days ago.
Okay.
How are you feeling, by the way?
I feel better. I still got like a bit of a lingering cough, but I don't feel sick. It's kind of a lingering thing. Beyond that, I feel fine.
Okay.
I've been getting sick a lot lately. I got to figure out what's going on.
Probably all the sugary drinks.
All the sugary drinks, that'll do it. Yeah, this movie was definitely one of its time, I'll say. It's very dated. Kind of like Dude, Where's My Car? Gave me those vibes a little.
Yes, Dude, Where's My Car? Or more like, dude, who's slamming away on that keyboard in the background? Am I right?
Who's slamming away on the keyboard? It's not a keyboard. But it's
a guitar.
It's not a guitar. But I see where you're coming from.
I'm just kidding. It doesn't bother me. I know it sounds bothering you. I was just making fun of you because you missed my birthday. So
yeah, it doesn't bother you. That's fine.
Doesn't bother me. She can keep going.
Okay, I will say it out loud. You can keep going.
There you
go. Yeah, this is a bit of a dated one. The comedy was for that reason fell a little flat most times, although there were a couple times I did laugh. But I would say it was a bit few and far between.
Yeah, well, the dated comedy was funny, not ha funny, but they were in the future, 25 or 500 years in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I guess that's why 2005, because yeah, the movie took place in 2505.
Right.
But like even then, it was like, okay, like you're going for the easy jokes, because this is from the same guy who did King of the Hill and Beavis. Well, King of the Hill, not. I didn't really watch much of King of the Hill, but it wasn't that kind of Like
No, it was
fart joke,
a bit of a higher notch of comedy, I would say.
but like Beavis and Butthead. And
Hmm.
I mean, Office Space was good, but now I'm worried that Office Space also had this kind of humor.
Well, not too long ago, I watched the first like 15 minutes of Office Space or something, and it was like maybe slight essence of this type of comedy, but not really. But I don't know, maybe that would be one to go back to and watch. But yeah, it was, I would say generally for comedies, I tend not to like the ones that are like the really stupid ones, you know, like that genre, like the stupid comedy, which I think this was basically all this was.
Yeah, which is sad because it has like a good score. So like 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb is like pretty good.
It is good. I realize it's like obviously satirical. I mean, it's trying to say something, but maybe that's why I got a better score. I'm struggling to see it a little.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't. It wasn't for me. I don't know.
Mike Judge, the writer and director, came
Hmm.
up with the idea while he was visiting Disneyland. He saw two mothers with kids in strollers fighting and cursing at each other.
Hmm.
He thought it would be horrible if humanity was like this in the future.
I did. I will say I did like the idea. Like that's kind of a clever idea, but perhaps not done to my liking. But the
This movie
movie
came
wasn't made
up.
for me, so
This movie came out before Crocs blew up.
I was about to say. I noticed he was wearing Crocs. I was like, Crocs were a thing back then, but it must have
They
maybe just
weren't really.
right. They must have just been starting.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is another one of those movies where maybe there's not a whole lot to talk about.
It's not there's not a ton to unpack here for sure.
I mean, Luke Wilson. I mean, okay. So Luke, we all love Luke Wilson and thought he did a fine job. I
Hmm.
I liked, I liked the Costco bit.
Yep, the Costco bit was funny.
There were a lot of green screens, a lot of very
Oh
obvious
yes,
green screens, but it wasn't in there as a joke.
right, or at least
Like they were doing that on purpose. Like, oh, they're not going to notice.
right. Yeah, There was a couple like good bits, which made the film like I wasn't dreading the whole thing. I mean, I wasn't loving it. Obviously, I wasn't. I would hardly say I was enjoying it, but it wasn't like so bad. I'm like, please make this shit end.
Yeah, this
I was
wasn't the
out.
worst movie.
Wasn't the worst movie, but not amazing. I mean, I do also echo what you said. I like Luke Wilson quite a bit. I thought he was the best part of this movie. Like he played off the really stupid people well. He kind of played a little bit of like the audience. It's like what the fuck are you talking about? Like to everything everyone's doing. Like I thought that part was funny. That was
Yeah,
done well. Yeah.
some good cameos too. I mean, who doesn't love a good Justin Long?
Justin Long was in this? Oh
Yeah, he
yes,
was
he
in it
was.
briefly.
He was like in the hospital guy.
Yeah, he was the doctor. I think this is one of Terry Crews' first forays into acting,
Mm-hmm.
from his football career. Love me a good Terry Crews.
Terry Crews wasn't so bad either. I
No,
don't know. Like it was just getting a little overwhelming. All the stupid. 'Cause I
yeah,
get it. I was like, I get it. They're stupid. It's not funny.
yeah, it was a lot of that, and just a lot of like this movie could have been even shorter,
Totally.
which is not good, I guess.
Yeah.
The whole crop thing, like I didn't like the ending, but that's neither here nor there.
I could see this being like if you like lowbrow comedy, I could see this being a top tier, low tier comedy film. Like top tier as in like one of the best low tier comedy, lowbrow comedy films. To
This would
tier
have,
brow, you know what I'm trying to say.
if I watched this in high school, it would have killed.
Totally. 2005, this would have been a hit. I think today it's not a hit.
Yeah, not a hit. Okay, what else? What else? Let me see. What else? Yeah, we love Costco. That's it.
Costco.
That's all I know.
Yeah. There's not a lot to say about this one.
I mean, this could be our future.
This could be 500 years from now. This could all be us. Global IQ plummets. And then Luke Wilson comes to save us all.
Somebody from a Brazilian website gave the movie a 5 out of 5
Okay.
and wrote, "Idiocracy is not exactly funny nor innovative, but it's a movie to make you think, even if for 5 minutes."
5 out of 5. That warrants a 5 out of 5, if you ask me.
I think that score has more to do with the level of movies coming out in 2005 or 2006, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess your favorite movie came out in like 99 or 2000 or something. So,
My favorite movie?
yeah, the Do Where's My Car?
Oh, yeah. I see. It was a joke. That's good. Less offensive than Dude, Where's My Car? I'll tell you that.
I like Maya Rudolph these days. Like, I think what she's done, after SNL or during SNL
Mm-hmm.
has been good. Bridesmaids, etc., etc. But I didn't really like her in this one. I found
Yeah.
her character like annoying, which was the character, I guess. But like, I didn't root for her.
Yep. I agree with that as well. She was not my favorite.
But I did like the whole upgrade thing stuff. That was probably the first one of the only jokes that I laughed at. Upgrade, and then it's spelled this way. And it's
Right. That was funny.
yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Yep. I'm glad it's behind us. Let's put it that way.
yeah. Starting off this year with okay, so 2000. I mean, this is I guess also we haven't really talked about it, but it's our 2-year anniversary. This podcast. So happy 2-year anniversary of Your Mother and My Dog.
Woo!
The first movie we did was Primer.
Yeah.
The first movie in 2022. 2023, the first movie was Rashomon.
Right.
So, and the third movie was Idiocracy. So basically, we have like a mid movie in Primer,
Mm-hmm.
a good movie in Rashomon, and a bad movie in Idiocracy.
Right.
So we're showing our levels of.
We got range, folks.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so how did you feel about the acting?
I liked Luke Wilson. I thought his acting was pretty good. But everyone else was just kind of playing stupid, you know? I don't know how it's hard to rate the acting on just people playing stupid. But I would say the way they did it became a little distracting at times. It's just like I wanted it to be over with. So maybe that'll bring the score down a little. Balance that with Luke Wilson. I give the acting like a 4. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. The acting was okay. You got to think about what kind of movie this is, and then use that because this wasn't like this isn't a Scorsese film with bad acting.
Right.
So the acting kind of fit the movie.
That is true.
So I would give the acting. Luke Wilson was good.
Yeah.
Maya Rudolph, Dax Shepard, you know, Terry Crews could. Beef Supreme was actually played by Luke Wilson's other brother,
Andrew Wilson.
Andrew. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the cameos were fun. Some weird. Stephen Root was in this. He was
Yeah.
also in. Him and somebody else were also in Office Space.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5. 5 for acting.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna give ending for this one a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
2 out of 10 for ending. 1. It was very. We knew it was going to happen. This was no surprise ending here. He's vice president, and then he becomes president, and this whole crop thing, boring.
Yes.
This whole let's spend half an hour of an 80-minute film trying to kill the guy in a monster truck demolition derby. Yeah, 2 out of 10.
Yeah. I agree. The ending was boring. It didn't. I mean, it's kind of a movie that really the ending doesn't matter. I guess it was lazy. I think they knew they could just get away with a lazy ending, and that's what it was. It was lazy, not that interesting, a little predictable. I'd give it a 2 out of 10 too.
I'm giving it a 22 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 22 out of 10. Yes.
Okay, so if you had to score this film out of 10 overall, taking into consideration everything, including acting, the ending, and your overall feeling of the film,
Mm-hmm.
what would you give it?
Yeah. Luke Wilson was a good anchor. It's a good thing he was in that. That helped it out quite a bit. Some funny moments for sure. It wasn't all rolling of the eyes. Definitely a movie of its time, which definitely does not hold up in a lot of ways. Boring, but not insufferable. I think I'd give it a 3 out of 10. I think that's probably a little generous, but 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I had 3 out of 10 as well, but I bumped it up to 3.5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a good idea. It was a clever idea for a film.
Yeah.
It was probably a perfect film for the mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done better.
I think so.
So 3.5 out of 10. It wasn't insufferable. Maybe there were some giggles.
Yeah.
But 3.5, which, not a great start to the year 2024.
Nah. It was at least watchable.
It was short, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Unlike your movie, which I hear is 3.5 hours long.
Thankfully, the movie I'm picking is not 3.5 hours long. It's a movie I know almost absolutely nothing about, except I know the 2 people that are in it.
Willem Dafoe.
Not Willem Dafoe. No.
He got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He sure did. One of the movies on my short list of films I want to pick, Willem Dafoe is in that, but that's not the one I'm picking this week.
Oh.
The film I'm picking this week is a New Zealand film.
Oh.
It's got one member of Fly the Conchords in it. Jermaine
Right.
Clement.
He's the actor one, yeah.
Yep, that's Brett.
He doesn't really act.
Yeah, I mean he was in the TV show, and Taika Waititi is also in this film. The film.
Let me guess.
Okay.
It's What We Do in the Shadows.
It's not What We Do in the Shadows. You would think that's what it would be, but no, it's much earlier on in both their careers.
It's Eagle versus Shark.
It is Eagle versus Shark. Yes.
Never heard of it. Wow. How did you hear about that?
I heard about it watching a Northern Lion play Cine 2 Nerdle battles.
Oh, interesting.
And I was like, Eagle versus Shark? What the hell is that? And then I saw it had Jermaine in it, and I like him. So I picked it. solely for that reason.
A nice little indie film from 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Eagle versus Shark.
Looks kind of fun.
Well,
Lighthearted.
Yeah. Another kind of comedy. Perhaps maybe this is kind of like a Lars and the Real Girl situation, like that kind of feel. Not necessarily that kind of movie, but
It's giving Lars and the Real Girl.
how are we going to watch this? Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not sure how you're going to watch that bad boy, to be honest with you. It might be
We'll
on
fly
you.
to New Zealand.
Yeah, or you could do that.
I know 2 people going to New Zealand at the end of this month.
Do you?
So, yeah. And they're not even going together. They don't even know each other. Pretty insane. Maybe
that's quite a coinky dink.
They've seen the movie. Yeah. All right. Eagle versus Shark. Well, let's just see if I can watch it.
It's not on YouTube, from what I have quickly gathered.
Yeah, it is available. Not on YouTube, but on other things. I mean, I'll have to pay for it. Okay, Eagle versus Shark. Well, I'm not going to read the synopsis. We're just gonna go into it and try our best.
I bet you didn't see that one coming.
No, well, no. I mean, that's kind of I wouldn't have seen a movie that I've never heard of before coming.
That would be impressive if you had, though.
Okay, cool. Eagle versus Shark.
Awesome.
Sure. Cool. Yeah, all right.
Yep.
My God, battles. Have you ever played Cine to Knurl by yourself?
Like, you can't really play it by yourself. What do you mean?
Well, not the battle one, but like just the daily one.
Yep.
You good at that?
Yeah, I'm fine at it. It's not my favorite, honestly, out of all the ones that Northern Line plays. But I do like the Cine to Nerdle battles. That shit is fun to watch.
I did watch him, part of one, and it was interesting, but I didn't really know what was going on.
Okay.
It's very fast paced.
It is fast paced. He's fast paced because he has quite a encyclopedic knowledge of films, especially from the late 90s, early 2000s.
I mean, he can't be that much older than we are.
He can't be that much what?
Older than we are.
No, I think he's 37 or 36, 37, I think.
Oh. Here, let's just Google it. The internet would tell us, right? Oh yeah, he has a Wikipedia. He was born in 1988.
Mm-hmm.
So he would be 35 at the moment.
Yes.
Just turned 35.
Yes.
His middle name is Gary.
Yes, that is also true. Boy, oh boy. This one is really bringing out the energy out of us. Good pick, Josh. Good one.
Thanks. So, your name is Jesse.
Yes.
My name is Josh.
Yes.
I was born in January. You were born in June.
Also yes.
Today's box office game comes to us from July, which is also another J month.
July 1st.
July 26th. 2013.
Okay.
Big jump. So that's better, I think. I mean, it is, 10 years ago, but
it's going to be in our wheelhouse. It's going to be in the Avengers era. Surely one of them is going to be an Avengers or Marvel movie of some kind.
There is one movie on here, which is not going to be an Avengers, that made $306 million in 4 weeks.
Right. That's going to be a known movie. We're going to know that one.
Yes, but this one it's a Sony Pictures,
Okay.
2013,
Mm-hmm.
$101 million in
Okay.
3 weeks.
Okay. That's not bad.
It's a comedy starring Adam Sandler.
2013 Adam Sandler comedy that's going to make $101 million in 3 weeks. So it has to be like fairly good to make that much money.
It does not have to be fairly good to make that much money. The one that's coming to my mind is Grown Ups 2.
Okay, Grown Ups is where my mind went as well.
Because I don't think Grown Ups 1 would have made that much money. But I don't know the timeline.
2013 Grown Ups 1 or 2. I think that would probably be 1.
Yeah, I guess 1. I guess 1. Yeah. I'll guess it.
Okay.
I'll just go for it. You only live once. It's not Grown Ups 1. I'm going to reveal the second actor.
Okay.
It's Kevin James. So I'm going to guess Grown Ups 2.
Okay.
It's Grown Ups 2. Always go with your gut, Josh. What are you
Always
doing?
go with the gut. All right.
What
That's
are you
one
doing?
down. That's one down.
It's one down. We got 120 out of 200 points. So, I mean, not bad, not great.
Mm-hmm.
Movie 2, it's a 20th Century Fox film that's made $56 million in 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's an animated family film starring Ryan Reynolds.
Animated family film starring Ryan Reynolds in 2013.
Think any animated film Ryan Reynolds has been in. I cannot.
Yeah, I don't know what voice acting he could have done. I think with animated, you always go with the tagline next.
Slow No Mo.
Slow No Mo?
SLO, this is all in capitals.
Uh-huh.
NOMO. So he's no longer slow. Paul Giamatti is the second voice actor.
Paul Giamatti and Ryan Reynolds. Slow No Mo. Gosh.
Michael Pena is the third actor.
This is stumping me.
Yeah, not great. I'm going to get the plot here. This I don't know if this helps you, but the tale of an ordinary garden snail who dreams of winning the Indy 500.
Okay, what's the movie about a snail that wants to go fast? I know this movie. I've heard of it. Oh, meow, meow, meow.
He thinks he knows, but he doesn't.
I do. I can picture it. Go back to that one.
Okay, so this is a $306 million one in 4 weeks. It's an animated comedy family film starring Steve Carell. I think we all know what this one is.
Yeah.
Well, we know it's 2013, so it has to be Despicable Me 2? Or is it Despicable Me? Do we go back
2013, Despicable Me or Despicable Me 2? I think for that one, you want to go Despicable Me 1.
All right.
I feel like the Minions is like a 10-year-old thing.
It's not the first one.
Okay, go get the second one then.
It's the second one. Yeah. I mean, this one was a little better. 155 points out of 200, but gotta go with my gut sometimes, but I don't ever. This next one here is a Warner Brothers film. 83 million over 2 weeks. These are some heavy hitters.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's a horror thriller film starring Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, so this film is going to be like... It's going to be...
Can you tell me something Patrick Wilson is in to remind me who the hell that is?
And I'll tell you what film this is. It's like they made like 4 of these films.
Insidious?
Insidious. Yeah,
Okay. Which Insidious do you think it is?
probably the first one.
Insidious
If
1?
it's the second one, that'd be very disappointing. It's not the first one.
Okay, go for the second one.
It's not the second one. It's not Insidious.
I guess
Patrick
not.
Wilson's done a few of these.
Is it like...
No, it isn't. Because Vera Farmiga is the second actor, and she is the wife. Is it Insidious? Oh, it was like Annabelle.
Could be Annabelle.
I think Annabelle wouldn't be 2013. It's not Annabelle.
I haven't seen these movies, so I couldn't tell you.
The Conjuring.
The Conjuring?
a lot.
Did you mean The
Yeah,
Conjuring?
No, I mean The Conjuring.
Oh, The Conjuring.
It's The Conjuring, yeah.
Okay. We're great at this.
So
this is going awesome.
Insidious is just Patrick Wilson, the first one.
Okay.
But I guess The Conjuring is him, and it's based on a real life couple.
Oh,
are you bored? Okay, the last one on the list, but it's 20th Century Fox again, 53 million in its first week, number 1 at the box office. Action, science fiction, adventure, starring Hugh Jackman.
Action, science fiction, adventure, starring Hugh Jackman. 20th century, you said?
Yeah, 20th century. So it's a Wolverine movie.
Okay, so there's 3 Wolverine movies. It won't be Logan, and then there's the Wolverine. There's the Wolverine, and then there's X-Men Origins Wolverine. I think the Wolverine came out 2013.
It is the Wolverine.
Okay,
excellent. Never saw it.
The Wolverine. That's the second best one. One of the better. It's a pretty good movie, actually. It's not amazing, but it's certainly better than X-Men Origin Wolverine.
So Logan is your favorite?
Logan is probably the best, yes. But the Wolverine is fairly solid, honestly.
Would you like to give up on the slow-mo?
No, I don't want to give up on the slow-mo snail one. Oh, what is the name of that stupid movie? It's like one word, for sure. Turbo.
It is Turbo.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That feels good.
Yeah, it feels good. We did pretty good. 550. Our high is 615.
Okay.
Doesn't get the percentile anymore.
No percentile? That's upsetting.
I just gave me the score.
Okay. Well, I think we were the top percentile. No one else got all 5 of those. Certainly not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We are, one of the top percentile for sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll get a plaque or something.
Okay, well, I bought new pants. They came today.
You bought new pants. Now, are those casual pants or work pants? What kind of pants are we talking about here?
You're like a casual pant. Forest green. I'm going to Hawaii in a few weeks. So like a nice light pant.
A nice light forest green pant for Hawaii. Now, where are you going in Hawaii?
Honolulu. Little off of Honolulu.
Honolulu. That's fun.
Oahu is
where Honolulu is. Yes.
It's but we're not in the city. We're
on the outskirts.
On the outskirts, yeah. On the west of the West Island.
West Island, born and raised on the playgrounds where I spent most of my days. That's fun. How long are you there for?
10 days or so.
10 days or so. Good lordy. Mr. Moneybags over here spent 10 days in Hawaii. I might go to Hawaii this year. It's a possibility.
It was the flights were very cheap.
Oh yeah, how much were flights?
It was like $350 round trip.
$350 round trip to Hawaii. Maybe it's the excuse me, maybe it's the off season.
Well, I mean,
Oh gosh.
it's basically summer there right now. So.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's not the off season. I do find if you like leave in the middle of the week, the tickets are like a good 30% cheaper than they would be if you left on a Friday.
We are leaving on a Thursday.
On a Thursday. Yeah, that'll help. That'll help.
And there's 7 of us going, so we split a home, so everything was pretty cheap.
7 of you going. Good Lord. Who are you going with? Friends?
Yeah, we have.
You have friends?
Not there's that, like, two of us. So it's me and Megan, and then it's our friends Rachel and Ben, and then it's Ben's sister and her boyfriend, and then it's Ben's brother.
My goodness, that's a lot of people.
Ben's sister and brother, who are twins.
Whew, that's confusing. Now, that is
one's a girl though, and one's a boy, so it should be okay.
Well, I it's okay. That sounds great. I mean, in early February, I'm going to California, and I'm staying with. I'm dying here. Swallowed spit down the wrong tube. Yeah, in early February, I'm going to California, and I'm like staying in a house with some paddler friends.
You're just paddling in February in California, or are you going there for a specific event?
Yeah, there's a race down there that I signed up for just for an experience. I was like,
haven't you had enough of an experience?
I mean, Samoa was quite the experience, but then it made me thirsty for some more. I want to try different races. I was kind of invited, and I was like, you know what, that sounds kind of fun. And I too checked the price of tickets, and pretty similar to what your flights are to Hawaii. It's like, I think it was $340 or something for me. So I was like, you know what, that's reasonable. I'll do it.
So basically, we have maybe 1, 2, 3 more podcasts, and then we don't have podcasts for months after because of your trips.
Well, I'll just be a one weekend. I'll still be able to do the podcast that week.
Okay. Well, I was going to say this might be an unpopular opinion in my household, but did you still want to do the podcast on Thursday?
Do I still want to do the podcast on Thursday? Aren't you leaving Thursday? Oh, you mean this Thursday? As in,
like, yeah, we watch the movie in the next 2 days and then do the podcast on Thursday.
Can I tell you? Can I get back to you tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's decide tomorrow.
Just an idea, because like we're only doing it today because it didn't really work out Thursday, last Thursday due to some sickness, and then but yeah, it's open. Thursday's open. If it doesn't work, we'll just do it in a week, and that's not a big deal.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow.
A little behind the scenes there for our one listener.
Yeah. Keeping us alive. Honestly, if no one listened, we'd still do this, to be honest.
Well, the last episode, which really, I mean, it wasn't your fault, but it didn't really do all that great listener-wise.
Mm-hmm. I thought last week's episode was a good episode.
Yeah, Bronson was good. I mean,
we had a lot to talk about. I thought we had some meaningful speaking. Spoke the words good.
Yeah. But no, this episode was good. We have nothing but good episodes coming in the year 2024.
Yes, look out for that. And
Yeah, whenever we do it, because I'm away and you're away, and then that's it really. So
yeah.
cool.
All right. Awesome.
It's raining so hard.
It's raining. Oh, baby, it's raining.
It's
Oh,
gonna rain
baby,
tomorrow. And it's probably gonna rain for the rest of the week, and then it's gonna turn into snow, and it's just gonna get. Sorry, this is weather. A quick weather update here on the podcast.
Yeah, the weather segment of the week.
It's on Thursday. A low of -8,
A low of -8. Yes, that's cold.
and then on Friday a high of -7.
That's cold,
So
man.
get your toques out. I know I'll be wearing my neck warmer.
Neck warmer, like a scarf,
Well, kind of, but it's just like
or
for
is
the
that
neck.
like a tube, little tube that goes on your neck?
It's a little tubing out for Christmas.
That's fun.
Yeah, maybe that'd just be a good day to take off. A little personal day there.
Well,
Don't
yeah,
go into work because it's so cold.
right. Don't let your employer hear this episode. They won't.
They won't. No. They don't think I'm very creative, so they won't assume I have a podcast.
Right. Have you ever like told anybody you have a podcast?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. So people know I have a podcast. They just don't listen. But sometimes I brag, like, oh yeah, we watched this movie on the podcast, and they're like, okay.
I would say a lot of the time, like I have mentioned before that I have a podcast, but usually I tell them like, yeah, don't listen to it, because I get like secondhand embarrassment, or I guess maybe that's
Don't
firsthand
listen to it.
embarrassment.
Don't listen to it in front of me, but like go home and listen to it, and tell your friends,
Yeah,
and then send me a message asking for my email address so you can send me money
yeah. Send me money.
to support the podcast.
Yeah, we need a lot of support. We need more money for our podcast for sure. Yeah, I think maybe part of it is just because I personally don't listen to podcasts. I don't really get it, and so, which is a great advertisement for our podcast. But I just like don't listen to our podcast. Like, God, that sounds boring. I'm okay.
Well, like podcasts are good though. Like I listen to a few when I can, and like it's it's nice and calming. Sometimes I listen when I'm out walking, getting paid to listen. True crime podcasts are fun. Like
Right.
Dateline episodes in a podcast, love it.
I'm sure.
Comedy podcasts, love it.
I'm sure our podcast is fun. I mean, there was one time I was in a car with some paddling friends, and they played my podcast. It was like the first 10 minutes of an episode or something. I don't remember which episode it was, but everyone was laughing. I mean, they thought it was.
Oh, you have your own podcast?
No, I'm talking about this podcast.
Oh, sorry, you just claimed ownership over it. That's fine.
Well, okay, you know what I meant. But they were laughing. They were laughing at your shit. They were laughing at my shit. It was a whole shit laugh storm, if you will.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't have done 79 episodes if we weren't funny.
Right. I think that we have some comedy going for us here and there. We have little glimmers, like Idiocracy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
It's probably a good time to wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Wrap it up.
79. Next week, 80. Our first indie film.
I don't know about that.
And then I'm going to make you watch the movie that is on all of the memes.
You're gonna make me watch a meme movie?
Well, no, just a movie that came out, over the holidays that will be up for some Academy Awards.
Okay.
But it's people were like, "Oh, it was a wild movie," but then I watched it. I was like, "Really wasn't."
Oh, I see. You're gonna make us watch that. I see. Okay, that's cool. That's been on my. That's been I'm like I'll probably watch that at some point. People say
Well,
it's
it's on
kooky.
Prime too. It's easy.
Prime 2 better than Prime 1. Okay.
Some Prime as well.
I hope the meals you're cooking have gone well. I hope you're asleep by now. I hope the walk that you've been on has been nice. I hope everything's going great for all of you. And thanks again for listening to Your Mother Ain't My Dog, the podcast with me, Jesse, and my friend, my longtime friend, Josh. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.